Hey everybody, Super Squee here, the emotionally unstable gamer channel on YouTube. I am talking a little bit quieter this time because it is 3:50 in the AM and my girlfriend is asleep right now. But I really wanted to get more of these out, so if there are more pops on the mic or something because I'm a bit close to it, I apologize, but it's just what I gotta do right now. If I gave it a score out of 10, it'd be a 6.5 or a 7, but don't let that fool you. This movie is so much fun. It's nothing incredible, but I genuinely enjoyed myself, and if they had released this with the old Sonic design, it would have decreased my enjoyment tenfold. This movie is like an alternate origin story, and even the weird moments are alright. It's much better than Sonic X, which I still enjoyed most of the time, and is at least on par with most Sonic games in the entertainment department. If you do go see this, there's nothing at the very end of the credits, but there is a mid-credits scene that is super dope. I hope this movie gets a sequel, I really do, because they did a good job of making this different but still being Sonic, and they set up the potential for a really amazing sequel. Okay, so I say it's nothing incredible, which it's not, but it does have some really cool, incredible moments. The visual design that they chose to change to is much better. And it's not even that, like, I need Sonic to be exactly as he is in the original. I am a huge fan of people doing redesigns of characters because I feel like a lot of times they can shine a new side on a character or just make something seem more interesting from an artistic point, or just, it's nice to freshen things up, not necessarily make it better, just something different. But I did enjoy this movie a lot, and I am excited for a sequel. Some people, if you have any idea what this is, are probably already like, holy fuck, no, or yes. This movie is basically just the anime Ghost Stories, but done with an old 1967 kung fu movie. It's just absolutely absurd. I was so fucked up that it felt like a fever dream. When I watched this movie with friends, I was so incredibly not sober in many ways. And it was ridiculous, and it is gross how much of it that I actually remember. It is not a good movie, but you ever see it on something for free to watch and you want to just have your brain melt, feel free. This is still probably my favorite action flick. I also found out that across the world, instead of Taco Bell, Pizza Hut won the franchise wars, and there are comical redubs of the actors saying Pizza Hut instead of Taco Bell. I really, really really just love this movie. It's a super fun time, and the actors do a great job. I always forget off the top of my head that Sandra Bullock is in this, and she's so precious. I love how 90s the movie is, and it really gives me nostalgia for the stuff I love from the 90s. So if you have no idea what I was talking about, the franchise wars thing, there's just like a plot point where the only restaurant left in this universe in the future is Taco Bell. But apparently over in the UK and some other areas, it was Pizza Hut. And at the time that I downloaded this movie, apparently I got a copy that was from the UK. Like, it was an international copy. It wasn't a US copy. And there were these redubs where normally the line, would come off normal, but instead it was literally Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone, and with the most monotone voice possible, going Pizza Hut and like Pizza Hut, and it was so off. And it's funny because the building that they go to still on the outside has like decals for Taco Bell. This show is like DC literal. I love it. I fucking love it. I love the dumbass comedy nature of the whole thing while still not pulling punches. I absolutely love the cast so much. The voice actors and the characters themselves. Ivy and Kite Man are the best though. I love them all so much. Precious babies. Fuck Joker. Fuck Joker so much. So, if you haven't seen this or you've been on the fence, but like, I don't know what the right term is. I wouldn't say like if you're not picky about animation, because like the animation's not bad. That's not what I mean. If you're not a person that's just gonna be whiny about shit for no fucking reason, it at least gives it a chance. Like, if you're one of those people that shit on Teen Titans Go just because it wasn't original Teen Titans, like, you're probably gonna shit all over this and not enjoy it because like you're a poo babby. But it's fun. If you're the type of person that's gonna go apeshit because like characters are like different than original source material, then like you're not gonna like this. It does some fun things with the characters. There's a lot of stuff that like if you're a Batman purist or whatever, you're gonna lose your shit over, but I like some of the choices that change the character. They're still fundamentally the same characters, but like they have personality differences and different quirks. I like the Ivy in this a lot. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of Poison Ivy. Not because I don't like the whole like, save the plants thing. But I don't like the like over sexualized nature of her. And I'm not saying like characters can't be sexy. I'm not even saying that like she's too sexy or over sexualized like in general. I'm just saying from my point of view, I don't enjoy the character like that. I'm not saying that women can't be like that or anything like that. But I enjoy the more like meh, like isn't trying to please anyone type of Ivy that's in this, who's just kind of like a sassy, like sarcastic bitch. I just like how her character's written and it comes off, and I really love the actor or the actress that voice acts her. I don't know why this image is so tiny. So it turns out the 2 previous times I tried to play this game, I legitimately got all the way to the last 2 hours of the game and just never finished it. That said, the last 2 hours and the first 2 hours are probably my favorite, because the start lets you explore the Citadel and learn about the races and politics and other little details of the Mass Effect world, and the last 2 hours are just crazy awesome action building up. I like this game a lot, but it shows its age and it's rough around the edges. I tried to play the game as myself, which I do a lot with games like this, because I like to think about if I was in this world, what would be my choices? What would my choices be? How would I feel about these events? It always makes my playthroughs feel authentic to me and more enjoyable. The music is good, but hit or miss for me. I think the planet exploration is my least favorite part. Very rarely did I enjoy it. Just seems thrown in. And the combat, I feel is simple but enjoyable. All in all, a good space RPG. Still just as hilarious and ridiculous as I remember. Super tame, all things considered as well. Precious boys. So there are some like problematic moments in this movie, but like as a whole, I personally feel like it punches up and not down, and it is absolutely hilarious. And considering when this movie came out, who made it, and like just I guess the typical jokes of the time, like this movie was not as like bad as I remember. And I don't mean bad as in like not enjoyable, I just mean like bad as in the content, the shit that they're saying, and etc. So pretty classic like comedy movie, Mel Brooks movie. If you've never seen it, it's worth a watch. So I know it says pin 15, but obviously you can see that they were totally trying to say penis, and I don't know if it's supposed to be pronounced pin 15 or penis, but I'm going to say penis. So, dude, this series hurts, because I can remember being 13 and it sucked and was just as fucking weird as this, and I love that they just played themselves, but were surrounded by actual 13-year-olds. Ha 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 ha. So the 2 main actors in this, I believe it's loosely based on like when they were younger, because it appears that there's like a slideshow in the intro to each episode that looks like pictures of them when they were actually this age. So I'm assuming they were actually friends then. I haven't done a huge amount of research, but I believe that was something I skimmed and saw. Don't quote me on it though. Also, I'm sorry for all the mouth noises or any burping you might hear. I had a bowl of cereal, and I think I'm a little gassy from the milk. But I really enjoy this show. It's really funny. It's very cringy, which it is labeled as like cringe comedy when you look it up, so that's befitting. The second season was very good too. I just recently watched it. Very short series. I think the first season has like 8 or 12 episodes, something like that, and the second season has like 10. It's on Hulu. Go check it out if you have any interest in silly shit like that. This movie is basically just 1 hour long music video that's okay, honestly. It definitely shows its age in more than one way. Some of the parts I didn't enjoy as much were when I was younger. Some of the parts that I didn't enjoy as much when I was younger, I'm way more into now. And no, it isn't the best storytelling, and far from the best writing in general, but I don't think that's what they were going for in the first place. Least favorite story is probably the New York one, and my favorite is probably the spaceport with the mouse robot. I don't remember liking the sequel at all, but I'll rewatch it eventually. This was... I don't even know how this movie came about. I know that Heavy Metal was a magazine from like the 70s or 80s that was like, I guess it was like shit on the edge, like stuff that like your mom and pop didn't want you looking at, like hard rock music and metal and like titties and like D&D style crazy shit, because you got like this pterodactyl creature and this hot babe character, and like the movie's cool. Like, if you've never seen it and you're like a fan of animation and like hard rock music from like, 70s, 80s era, like I might be calling it wrong. I think this movie came out in 80 something. Either that or yeah, I think it was 80 something. But it's a fun time if you've never seen it. It can be boring at times, but your mileage is going to vary. There's cool shit here for everybody. And I believe Heavy Metal may still be an ongoing magazine. They usually run like comics and stuff in them. Sometimes I think there's like manga strips, but I think it's mostly American stuff. And I think I've seen like you can order like hentai DVDs and shit in there, and like different anime stuff. So it's interesting. It's a niche thing, I feel. Like it's got its following. I don't think it's like very tiny, but it's like niche in a certain way, if you know what I mean. Oh shit, I forgot this was in here. So I didn't think it could get much better than Doom 2016, but damn, just holy fuck is this game incredible. It was another case of I wasn't hyped for it until I beat its predecessor. I am so happy they just went all in and connected the original series. I want more. I want more lore. All I can think about is the wild ass shit that gets shown in this game. And then basically it was like I slapped my face on the keyboard because it's like, dude, I want more. Please make story DLC, which they are, which I bought the season pass after the story DLC got announced, because I am a sucker for the shit that they laid down in their tiny little teaser trailer. And it comes out this month, and I'm excited. Anyway, this game is incredibly optimized for PC. Very rarely did I dip under 60 FPS, and I had everything on high. I love the music, and I love the tonal shift in different locations. The only thing I actually hated was the Marauders. It seemed like their AI was overtuned or just fucked up at times, and it's kind of ridiculous how much they slow the pace of the game down. So, just a side note before I finish the rest of this post. Marauders can be bad, especially if you don't want to take a moment and breathe and you think that they're worse than they are. Obviously, they're probably way worse on higher difficulties. Maybe they're not. Maybe people have already, figured that shit out. But for me personally, it was just like I was having a great time, and it was like the flow was super fast, and my brain didn't want to, take the moment to figure out the quick strat when there is a quick strat to just killing Marauders very quickly. First time around, they may annoy you. If you don't play the game a lot or play multiple difficulties over and over and over again, they may annoy you. They're going to annoy me again, because this next story DLC is going to have 2 of them at once showing up, so that's going to be fun to deal with. But they're not really that bad. You've just got to fucking do what you're supposed to and not have a temper tantrum. This game is gorgeous. The mechanics are dope. You are basically a farmer who is fully stocked with all the tools you need to live self-sufficient, and your crops are the demons. So many references, so much fun figuring out where secrets were. And honestly, even on the easiest difficulty, there was a genuine challenge, especially when getting to the end of the game. I love the live system and finding them and farming them because marauders like to butt-fuck you into corners. Once again, if you don't give them the chance to butt-fuck you into a corner, it won't happen. So don't let them, because it's not that hard to just get away from them and figure your shit out. Joke's on the developers who didn't want me to use the super shotgun for everything, because I basically did that again because it's so beautiful. But this game's arsenal is definitely improved and everything is useful. If you play FPS games, just fucking play this. I'm so tired. I could just gush over this fucking game for hours. Definitely in my top 10 games of all time, which I don't even know what the top 10 are. I can tell you that in no particular order that Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Yakuza Kiwami, Dark Souls 1, and Doom Eternal. There's probably other stuff, but I can't even think of 10 that are specifically like good enough to be in that top tier or whatever. This show was weird. What a weird show. Definitely interesting to watch, especially considered it's based on a true story, and other than some embellishing here and there, the story is mostly accurate to real life. If you like weird, fucked up, like shit, especially shit that's like based on close to true events, or like just like weird television, like I don't want to give anything away, but like this is on Hulu. It's a Hulu original. Like check it out if anything I just said or this image interests you. It's creepy and it's fucked up and stuff. That's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And I love making these. So be safe out there. Love you guys. And wash your hands and wear your masks. And if you don't, fuck you.